Hey YouTube, it's Eric05 back with a combo tutorial. Today I am using Alien in his Tarkatan variation. I was really surprised that Alien does not do more damage than I was expecting. From what I can see, he's kind of doing pretty low damage, but I guess he has a lot of really good mix-ups that come out fairly fast. So I'm just going to jump right on into it with some basic combos that don't require meter, and this is what I came up with so far. Day one. %, mid. This is a neutral jump. 23%. In the corner for 31. So I mean, it was okay damage, you know, for meterless. You know, not as much as I thought that Alien would really be able to push out, you know. But again, this is just day one. So like I said, what he offers is good mix-ups, you know. And if you notice, I ended a lot of the combos in the grab. I find it much more consistent than doing, for instance, his back forward triangle, press square into the grab. You know, when you're doing some of his more complicated combos, that can become quite difficult, you know, and it's really not getting that much more damage. Alien feels like he scales a lot. So it does like maybe 1% more damage, you know, and it's much more complicated, you know, and that's that. So I don't know, I go for easy, you know, and it's got range. Let's see, here it did the same amount of damage, so I don't know. It seems like it does more at the end of combos, but again, it's a little more difficult. So alright, so let's get into his 1 meter combos, and they're pretty decent. This is going to start with an overhead, 30% mid-screen. This is overhead, low, overhead. You know, mid-screen, 30%, 1 bar a meter. You know, again, he's a mix-up character, so it's not bad damage. I mean, it's really not, you know, considering all his little pokes and stuff that he does. So alright, this next video is going to be in the corner with one of his more complicated strings, his forward triangle, X circle, X circle. And this is in the corner. Say 35% damage, you know, that's not bad damage, you know, for 1 bar a meter in the corner. You know, not a whole lot of mix-ups, but there was an overhead that walked into when you first jumped in, and then when you do the forward triangle, X circle, at the end of there, when you meter burn it, that will hit for another overhead. So, you know, you can still have a chance of mixing them up, you know. And if you hit them with the whole thing, 35%, so not horrible. So this next one is going to be corner combo with starting with the low, and the second one comes in with the overhead. So for the mix-up, so jump in, overhead, low, overhead. 34% damage with the mix-up. This was overhead, overhead, overhead. 34% damage. So regardless whether you choose to go low or you choose to go overhead, mid-screen you're guaranteed a solid 30%. In the corner you're guaranteed a solid 34%. For a much harder combo you could do the mids, which is easier for them to block, and it only does 1% more damage. See, the thing is, you're supposed to get a lot of your damage through basically doing this. That's a low, low. That's a mid, over. That's a low, low. You know, that's an overhead, low. That's a low, overhead meter burn. 28% damage. You know, and all those came out really fast. You know, and if your opponent's not ready for it, you know, he's gonna take the damage. You know, does pretty good damage. You know, and he's got the low grab, which is great to do the overhead jump into the low. So that's where I believe a lot of his damage is supposed to come from. So, you know, sweep. Meter burns. You know, and pretty much everything he has, it's either going to go low or it's going to go overhead. You know, so like I said, I believe that's where his damage is going to come from. You know, and I'm going to try to, you know, keep trying to play with him, see if I can figure out some more combos. But I wanted to give you guys something to go with right now, in case you like this variation and you're trying to pick it up and you're finding it to be kind of difficult. Believe me, I understand where you're coming from. I'm a big fan of Alien. Don't know how I feel about him right this minute. You know, but hey, it's day one. You know, let's just keep playing. So this is Eric05. Like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next DLC combo tutorial.